All right.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yeah. God, man, my brain. Keeping it in. Keeping it moving. So, hey, everyone. Welcome to the next episode. Uh, Today's topic is veganism and the future. Veganism and the furniture. Talking about
No,
vegan furniture, and all of the furniture types. No,
no.
no. I gotta be weird, man. I gotta be weird with it. That's what I do.
Veganism and the future. You're such a weirdo.
We're talking about plant-based time travel.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
I mean, that would be funny.
that'd be kind of cool, man.
Yeah, I kind of
Um,
like that. We've talked about the history of veganism, so we thought we would talk about future, things that we've researched, things that we think might happen, things we
future.
hope might happen. I put a lot of hopes on my list for sure because,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. I
I
can't
mean, if you
predict
don't
the
have
future,
hope,
so
what are
we'll
you gonna
see.
do?
But yeah, so we're talking about things that might be happening in the future. There's a lot of research and things changing right now. So we did a little bit of research into that, but I have some cool stats to start us out
All
with.
right. Yeah.
I love a good stat. You know I
Oh
do.
yeah. I try to find some other cool
Okay.
ones, and you were like, you got the good ones. I'm like, all right, you got it
I
settled.
did.
I'm
I
gonna
found
have
some
to.
great ones. We have a few more as we talk, but for now, let's just start with a few of these. Between 2004 and 2019, there was a 30-fold increase in vegans in the US, jumping from 290,000 in 2004 to almost 10 million in 2019.
Mm.
That's insane.
Yeah. That's just funny about it too. Is like God, 2004, because I went vegan like 8 years after that. So yeah. I mean, I wonder if there's like, I wonder if the graph if there's exponential growth
Oh my God, it's got
because
to be like whoosh.
it's gotta. I mean, especially like the products have kind of gone. That's it. Now I'm researching. I should have looked that up, man, because I wonder how it's changed over a year. Because like, again, like I talked to Bauer. He runs the animal sanctuary in California, and
Mhm.
he went vegan in like the 70s. So
Wow.
he and I kind of compared notes, and it was like crazy back then. But I know when I started, it was tofu, beans, make your own burgers. Yeah,
Yep.
soy milk was just soy milk. You didn't have these
Yep.
crazy options. Your cheese was Daya. That's it. Like, wanted a burger, you got Boca. Unless you make your own. So yeah,
Yep.
it's grown just in that time. But yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, but from like 290,000 to 10 million is pretty
Yeah,
insane. And I'm assuming between 2019 and now in the last 5 years, it's even more. Like, I mean, even grown even more insanely.
yeah, that's
So we'll have
insane.
to see if we can find more stats and we'll add them in our social media post about this episode. But if we can find a graph, we'll add it in the show notes. So check the website for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go back to some more. The vegan food industry is expected to increase by a record of 100, by a factor of 100
Right,
by 2050, reaching $1.4 trillion dollars.
right. Well, and it's crazy because we're seeing so many more products right now. Like my girlfriend showed a thing with me today that Oscar Mayer is it, yeah, Oscar Mayer. Yeah, I think I sent it to you.
Yeah.
about to repost it in our IG that they're coming out with a vegan hot dog, which is like crazy. And you said that's a Tyson,
Yeah. So I saw that Tyson's coming out with chicken nuggets, vegan chicken nuggets. And it's like I don't want to buy from them because they kill so many poor little animals. But I hope that people that are a little bit interested in going vegan would be like, well, I do love Tyson.
right?
So if I'm gonna try something vegan, maybe I'll try from them as opposed to one of these frou-frou vegan places. Maybe it'll
Yeah.
stir somebody like that. I don't know because I'm not buying from chicken killers, but I love that they're trying something new, I guess.
I'd
Oh,
be interested to know
God.
where they choose to put it in the stores as well. Because like a lot of people, unless you're vegetarian or vegan thing like that, you don't go to that little like I go to Kroger, as we've talked about before. Shout out
Mhm.
Kroger, sponsor the show. Uh, um, but I just have the little vegetarian section with all like the Beyonds and the Impossibles and the
Yeah.
whatnots. And a lot of people, a lot of people like will skip that section.
Hmm.
Um, and I wonder if companies like Oscar Mayer and like Tyson, I wonder if they're gonna have it put in the normal section that their other stuff is in.
Mm,
Because like my
that's an
grandfather
interesting.
worked for a company that that's probably what he did. He went around like he was a butcher, but he
Hmm.
went around the grocery stores and like around like the southeast and like made sure like they were displayed right and they were packaged right and doing all the stuff based on standards and the products that the company he worked for like sold and whatnot. And I don't fully remember, but
Right.
yeah, that's what he did. So like companies dictate like, okay, this goes in the frozen section, it goes
Right.
here. They kind of dictate where things go to a degree. So I wonder if they're going to dictate where their products go. The reason I say it's because if someone is like looking like, oh, Tyson, I trust like your point. I trust Tyson. I'm not going to go to the vegetarian section and be like, the
Right.
hell's Gardein? What's Boca? What's this? Beyond because most meters know what Beyond and Impossible is. And they're gonna like, ah, no, no, I know what that crap is. But if they see
Right.
Tyson, they're
Right.
gonna go
Right.
like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, I wonder if that will stir them. But the only place that I think I've ever seen the vegan meat products with a real meat is Sprouts. They kind
Oh,
of
they do,
put
don't they?
them together. Everything's all together. So
Yeah,
like you have to be really like conscious of what you're choosing. So I think it might work in places like that. So
right.
we'll see. I don't know. I just think that's really interesting
Well,
to see very neat, like folks, businesses throwing their hand at something vegan.
oh, for sure.
Companies I never would have expected.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, you see to that point, you see like dairy, like not like the dairy alternatives are like right next to the milks, and they're all like usually like even at like our stores like juice, creamers are mixed together. Then it's like almond and
Hmm.
rice and oat, and then yogurts, and then just egg is mixed in the middle of the egg cartons, and the egg
That's
whites
true.
are.
Yeah.
The yogurts are like everything's mixed. Like the only thing I ever see in most stores, and again, Sprouts not included. Even Whole Foods does this. It's like here's the vegan meat section. It's called out. It's
Hmm.
like alternatives and blah, blah,
Yes.
blah. But everyone else just kind of just mixes it in, kind of makes it go with it. So I wonder if,
Makes
which I
a little
kind of
treasure
like to a
hunt.
degree, because I don't want to like walk around and like around steaks and trying to find stuff. But at the same time, it might put it in front of people who normally wouldn't. So
And it feels like we're not hiding in a little section either.
right,
Like we're exposed to meat eaters when we're in their section as well. And if they see us pick it up, like my
yeah,
husband has a story that he told you recently where he buys the Borison cheese, the dairy free cheese
yeah, so
from
good.
Costco. And well, right now Costco no longer has it, and we're all very, very mad about it, but that's besides the point. The story is my husband was there, and a woman was picking up the regular dairy kind of cheese, and he stopped her and said, "You should pick the dairy-free one." And she's like, "Oh, the vegan one? I don't know. I'm not sure." And he goes, "No, I've tried both. And the vegan one's better." So she bought it. And I was
Yeah,
like, look at my
it's so
husband
good.
just spreading that vegan love.
If the options are there, most people I think will go for it more often than not. But if it's segregated, I
Hmm.
think it's less common. So yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
interesting
that's really interesting.
for sure.
All right, another stat. More than 25% of the meat market is expected to be plant-based by 2050, and that is a conservative estimate. And I will have our sources in the show notes.
Yeah, and
That's nuts to
that goes
me.
along with
25%,
yeah. Well, that goes along with just saying like Oscar Mayer doing hot dogs, and then
right?
and then Tyson doing the chicken stuff. There was something else that's going on. I can't remember what it was now, but oh my god, I can't remember. Someone else was doing something.
There's
Well,
so many fancy meats nowadays
well
too
that
that you've tried, but I haven't tried some of them. But we will talk about that
yeah
in just a little bit.
yeah.
All right, I have another one that I thought was really interesting. This stat I found was so wild. Okay. The artificial intelligence software ChatGPT, which is great, by the way, has predicted the world will have almost entirely shifted towards veganism by
Mm.
2075. And if you read one of the article that they quote this in, that AI prediction is very specific and it you are going to freak out at some of the details. So I'm definitely encourage everyone to find that
All
link in the
right.
show notes. Um, Almost entirely shifted by 2075.
Yeah,
I don't know.
let's see. Will I make it? I might. I might make it.
I'm not probably not going to make it.
I'll miss you.
I would be 96.
Oh, we'll be fine. But I mean, by then, science will get it all figured out. We'll just be like, we'll just be. Well, by then, we're gonna be put into like machines and stuff anyway. We'll just
Oh
go
man.
exist
We're gonna be like
in a digital hellscape.
what is that what's that animated movie where the people are in little cars, little space guys? Okay,
I
forget
don't. Are you talking
it.
about Wally? Where they're in the thing?
I don't know.
I don't.
I don't remember.
I don't know. But now, okay.
Okay.
My brain just like derailed.
All right. Well,
All
let's
right.
move on. So we researched a few ideas for the future. People have been posting about some of this we've actually done episodes on, which
Mm.
I'm pretty excited to talk about the material section. But let's first talk about some meat alternatives. We have our regular ones that we all consume, but there's a whole bunch of new ones, and I see new ones all the time. So there's a lot of mushroom alternative meat alternatives lately.
Yeah.
And I love me some mushrooms. Ooh, love, love, love. Um, so what do you think they mean when they say air-based
I
protein?
have no idea. I was gonna say like, what is
Me
that?
neither. There was no description in the article. And I was like, excuse me, what?
Yeah, I'd never heard.
Air-based protein production?
I'd never heard of this in my entire life.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
good Lord, excuse me, huh? So don't know. David's going to see if he can find
air
something. They
proteins.
also said algae too. You could do some like meat alternatives with that.
Okay, hold on.
I Go ahead.
Sorry, I pulled up. Says this air proteins team explains it thus: cultures, single-celled organisms act like plants and capture CO2 and convert it into nutrients they feed on, ultimately resulting in a protein. The cultures are then mixed with more CO2, oxygen, hydrogen, and water to spark the protein's growth process. So it's a culture. Oh, okay. That's weird.
They're
So,
basically taking the proteins the plants make from
yeah,
photosynthesis, basically.
kinda, yeah. So it's a single cell organism, which we're cool with that. That's what
Right?
it's what algae and not algae, but
Mhm.
that's what yeasts and stuff. Whatever.
Right.
Take it. It's a single cell organism that captures CO2 like plants do,
Yep.
and when it captures it and uses yeah, so it captures CO2. Basically, that's its food. It eats CO2. It's a single organism that
Right.
eats CO2, and its byproduct is a protein.
That's insane.
And so they add additional CO2 to it. Basically, I guess it's essentially overfeeding it, and with CO2, oxygen, hydrogen, and water, and that just like exacerbates the protein growth. So it literally, same
Wow.
organism takes CO2 out of the air, which is good. I mean,
Right.
that's taking CO2
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
the air,
yeah.
right? Okay. And then they mix it with some additional CO2, oxygen, hydrogen, and water, and have this growth of protein that's literally taken out of the air.
That is insane.
That is
Talk
crazy.
about the future of veganism.
That is that is. I want. I mean. I try it. I
Absolutely.
mean,
So interesting.
that's that. Dude, what level of vegan is that when you're eating air?
I don't know. That's why I was like, I have to put this in here because, and I
That's a
didn't have
level
time to look into
17.
it too much, but I was like, I have to see what this is. This is
So,
so
oh my
bizarre.
god. Hold on a second. So like there's
Oh
this whole
no.
like thing. Like I had a friend in college who was like, you know, like I'm a level 75. Like when I reach 75 feet, I'm a level 75 vegan. I eat nothing that has a shadow.
Right.
Air has no shadow, so technically you're eating something without a shadow. That
Oh
that person would have reached
no.
full vegan circle. That is crazy.
That is so interesting.
That is wild. Okay, sorry.
Okay, some other meat things that I researched was I feel like there's going to be more fancier meat options. So,
Mm.
we have our chicken nuggets, we have our burgers, but now we're seeing a little bit more steak in the world beyond steak. And then there's is it meaty or meatly? I can't remember what
Meaty.
it is.
So it's super.
Meaty.
By the way, I've had it. I've had a couple versions of the steak.
Hmm.
Um, we've had the chicken one. We got well, Tyler, my girlfriend, sorry, saying her name. She trying to do that as much. Um, but she got the sample box that has like one of everything in it.
Awesome.
She wasn't super impressed with the nugs, but like we've had like a couple of the steaks and stuff, and it's good. It's like
And it's very like authentic looking.
it is very good. Like
Okay.
it's like yeah, like super good.
That's so cool.
I think even your husband would be like, if this was like more abundant, he'd probably switch over to that more
Yeah.
often. It's creepy.
He loves when vegan food is so like authentically non-vegan that he's just like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
it's
I can't believe
it's
they did that.
like I grilled it and it like fill up as crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and we have some taste tests that you and I are planning to record,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna throw meaty into this mix, and we'll see what.
I'm excited.
Yeah, but that stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
Exactly,
Remember to like,
exactly.
follow, click the bell if you're on YouTube,
Yes, you
subscribe
definitely should.
so you know when we post stuff up because we have some really cool taste tests already filmed, coming out, and planned. So I think y'all dig
We
this.
love to try food for you guys.
Yeah. Oh no,
So
that's
they
terrible.
do predict that there'll be some fancier meat. There'll be more steak options. Um, is it fragua?
Foie,
Which
yeah.
I don't even know what that is, but
Yeah, it's not
um,
good.
ugh. And then
It's
schnitzel. I don't even know what that is either.
I knew
I
I
don't know what
forgot
any
what
of those
that
things
was.
are.
I forgot what that was.
But I do know that they're kinds of meat products that you just would not expect to be vegan, right?
Yeah.
So they are predicting that in the future there will be more options for specialty kind of meats, like things you just don't get everywhere. And that may come from vegan butchers. There's a few already in the country, but that's going to be more prevalent going forward in the future. And I find that I can't even I can't even fucking imagine. Like, what is it like to walk into a vegan butcher with just, oh my God, I
Well,
can't.
there's that one in Portland, I think it is.
Oh, I was there.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't know
right. Yeah,
that.
yeah. There's one in Portland. It's like you can go on their site and order like a butcher box thing and stuff like that.
That's so
Yeah, it's
cool.
all seitan, different types of like fancy seitan and stuff like that.
You're
Some
right.
tofu's in there, a bunch of seitan. But yeah, it's I was thinking about it too. Like even like I'm on a couple like seitan groups
Hmm.
on the Facebooks, on the my books, the face spaces.
And the thing that went down the other day and gave everyone a
Yeah, the
heart
whole like
attack.
in the whole country like
Maybe.
lost their
Hey, did
shit.
you notice LinkedIn went down today?
Why would
Just
I
letting
just why
everybody
would I
know.
why would
I
I
don't normally freak out, but that freaks me out.
yeah no one yeah who would notice that.
Oh,
Uh,
only people in marketing. Sorry.
Fair. I'm picking on you. We're good. No, but and there's some crazy stuff you can do with seitan. So it's gonna be.
Hmm.
I think the future's big with seitan. It's gonna blow up, especially with like people making transition who like doing artisan stuff and like like making their own like doing meat stuff, but like I'm switching over.
Hmm.
It's like it's so weird on that group. Like I'll scroll through and go, ugh, oh, mm.
I
It's
can
creepy.
look
Like
at
it gets. I'll just send
that.
you a screenshot. Next time I see something that looks gross, I'm like, oh shit.
Yes, please do.
I'll send you
Please
because it is
do.
wild what they come up with. I'm like, oh man, dude, like
I love that.
it's crazy.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a really interesting future for vegan meat alternatives. There's so many options, and things are just going to go to, I think, more specialty things, more unique options out there. So I'm excited for that. All
100%.
right, let's switch over to material alternatives. So we did an episode where we talked to a vegan fashion owner, fashion company owner, and she talked a lot about different materials made from vegan products. And I have another little stat for us. The vegan leather market has boomed in recent years, reaching a global value of 39.5 billion in 2022 and projected value of 74.5 billion in 2030. That is only 6 years from now. That's insane.
Yeah.
That just that's a huge because that's like that's more almost double
Mm?
in just 8 years they expect. That's insane. I'm so impressed. But you see that now.
Yeah.
Um, if you notice, you will, I guess maybe women do more often because we look at purses and things, but there's a lot of vegan leather tags on purses nowadays. I would say it used to be like, oh my gosh, I would get so excited if I found one, to, oh, it's weird that this is like real leather because there's so much vegan leather out there now.
Yeah.
But most of it is just plastic material. It's not like, anything unique. But there are some cool options out there. So some of the things I found were cork, like making products out of cork. I've seen a purse made out of cork
That's
before,
I've
like
seen
cork.
wallets, but
Yeah, but like, can you imagine like a shirt? No.
no.
But like a belt,
Yeah.
shoes,
Yeah.
because like Birkenstocks are basically like cork.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you could do that. I saw pineapple, so using like
Yeah.
the pineapple skins as material, which I could see that because
I've
that's
seen it
pretty
quite a bit.
thick, that skin around the outside of a pineapple.
Yeah.
Mushroom materials, I could see that too.
Mushrooms are
They're
very
pretty
common.
like sturdy and hard they can be. Corn. So I'm assuming they mean the husks,
Hmm.
maybe the like core of a corn
Yeah,
husk,
I can
but like
think.
I
Yeah,
mean I'm assuming
I'm
like
assuming
the
the husk.
material on the
Yeah.
outside, like the leaves and the silk, the silks, I think, or whatever the heck they're called. Yeah. I feel like I could see you could make all kinds of material out of that. God, people are geniuses in this world. um, Coconut material, and I could see that too. Like the husks, that's, material that can be kind of shredded
Yeah.
into stuff that could be made into
It's
fabric. I
fibrous.
could see
Yeah.
that.
It's fibrous for sure.
Cactus, that was one of the ones we talked about in that episode. That
Yes.
cactus was definitely a material that's used as vegan leather quite frequently
Sure.
nowadays. Are there any other that you've heard of before?
Those are the ones that I've heard of. I haven't heard of anything. Yeah, that's the ones I've heard of.
I
I've
feel
looked.
like those are so interesting. Like,
Oh yeah, me too. And it's there's if people are um, wanting a more sustainable option, especially with like climate change being a concern. What I'm looking forward to is that one price coming down because
yes,
more people buy it, the more demand goes up, people make more, and then people make more of the product. Supply's going to go up to meet the demand, prices will go down.
right.
A little bit of like economic lesson for everybody out there. So I'm looking forward to that. It could the price of things going down, but also the quality going up.
Yes.
Because you do have some issue with quality because they're trying to like match demand, the quality, but the price, to keep the price down, so it's affordable, but then the quality. So it's yeah. Um, that's what I'm looking forward to. It looks like we're gonna hit that sooner. So that'd be nice.
I just think it's so fascinating that someone came up with the idea of creating like a material out of a pineapple skin. Like what? Who just geniuses, I tell you. I just think the material alternatives are going to be really mind-blowing for the environment. I mean,
Right.
that it's just such a substantial difference that will make. So I'm excited for the differences in the materials going forward. Like I want to see something different in just regular everyday stores. So we'll see what we can find. If we hear any new materials coming out there, we'll let you all know. All
Yeah, for
right.
sure.
There's a prediction there will be more fast food options that are vegan. That's a pretty like
That's a
common prediction, I
yeah,
would think.
that's a gimme. Like Taco Bell is what I do on the road if I'm out, like we're out and about doing like shopping or running errands. We do a Taco Bell. Like she'll go on her app and put a quick order in, and we'll mess around
Yeah.
with some tacos, with some burritos.
Yep. And you can get food at Burger King,
Yeah,
which I heard that they are like number two for fast food in the whole world now.
yeah.
Del Taco used to have Beyond Meat. They do not in my area anymore. I don't know if they do in other states, but that was really delicious. What's weird is I have a Del Taco directly next door to a Taco Bell. I just find that so shady. I'm like, guys, why? You could have gone anywhere else.
Right.
That's so
It's like
weird.
this is where you
Um,
compete.
there's Panda Express has some vegan options. You know where I want to find some vegan options that is bizarre that it's not available?
Mm.
It's fucking Subway.
I was about to say the
Hello?
exact same thing. Literally, I was
What
gonna say
is wrong with you people?
it's a sandwich. How easy is that?
How do you're because the veggie delight has egg in it. So we literally just put veggies on your bread and you look
Yeah.
at us like we're crazy when we say no cheese. They're like, what? Like,
There's a couple
just
road
give us
trips.
something.
I've been on a couple road trips and like I was like Subway was it. It was the only option. Like fuck, I pulled in and they're like, what do you want? I was like white wheat bread. I think it was white bread because they only have a couple bread options.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, what meat? I was like, no meat, no meat, no meat, and cheese, no cheese, no cheese, no cheese, no meat, no cheese, no meat, no cheese. And they go, okay, what else? I said, I literally go every veggie, all the
Yep.
veggies. Oh, which is they pile it on because nothing else is there. But I'm
Yes.
like, and I'm just eating like a basically I'm eating a salad on bread is what it comes down
Yes.
to. I'm
Yes.
like,
It's a
okay,
crime.
yeah,
Like it's your company is just made to have vegan options.
it's a
Get with it.
sandwich. Get
Come
it
on.
figured out. Yeah.
So I have predicted there will be more fast food vegan options. Even and I consider things um Panera being a little bit like fast food, and they don't even really have vegan options either. And it's I don't why?
Oh,
What
they
is
did.
wrong with you?
They
They
did.
did.
They
They took
had
them away.
two sandwiches and a soup, and they were gone. And I was
Yep.
pissed because that was my go-tos. If I wasn't like making lunch or I had dinner, I'd go quick little soup and sandwich Panera, but nope, not anymore.
Nope. It's rude. So
Yeah,
rude.
yeah,
So
that
rude.
kind of pissed me off a little bit. I was legit like this is bullshit. I was not happy. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's real messed up. So hopefully there'll be more options for, when you just want something quick and easy. It's not like it's an everyday thing or anything, but like you said, also in road trips, it's
mm-hmm.
like way more convenient than trying to stop someplace and hope in the middle
I
of
would
nowhere they have something for you. I've done that. It does not work out.
I would see more pizza places have options too. I'm hoping
Oh,
that because that'd be great.
please.
Like one thing I would love is like grow like when I was younger in college and whatnot. There was the Little Caesars hot and ready five. They got
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Hmm.
$5 you get hot and ready pizza. That was
Yeah.
awesome. Like just like pizza crust, sauce, and vegan cheese. That's all I want sometimes. You just
Yeah.
want a vegan cheese pizza.
I'm not
Just like
asking for
chill
much.
out and just like watch a movie. Cause like we did that. Like I have a motorcycle with some pieces and whatever. But I would like work on it, and my buddy, my roommate at the time, would like go get a hot and ready, and like I can he'd split the cost for like some beers, and he'd sit in the curb at our apartment, and I'd take him my bike and get fix the whatever I broke or messed up or. I'm really bad at shifting and changing gears and mess the plates all the time. So we'd sit and eat
And you
pizza and
just
just
want a
talk
pizza.
and have a couple beers, man. Yeah, 'cause like it's now it's like you want a vegan pizza, you got to order from a certain spot. It's like
Hmm.
$50. Like I just want like a vegan cheese pizza, man. That I can go pick
Yeah,
up right now.
it's not like hard.
Yeah, like
It's really
Domino's,
not hard.
Pizza Hut. Come on, guys.
You could do it. You could do it
It's not.
easy.
Like
Please.
Mellow Mushroom does a great job at it. Like,
Yeah,
come
they
on.
do. They do. Okay, so the next section, I don't know a whole lot about. Hopefully you do, but there'll be, I am assuming, some technology advancements in the near future. So there has already been some lab grown meat, and
Hmm.
assuming that will continue in the future. It a little bit freaks me out.
Yeah, it's a hard pull or push right now. Like a lot of governments are freaked out by it. There's like figure out how to
Mhm.
regulate it, and but like, oh, it's what's it do to you? It's come on, guys. It's you know, and
If you don't ask what the meat you eat does to you, then shut up.
right, this was freaking out. I mean, for the most part, just people like I know people who like would never like go vegan. Um, but this at least would reduce the the harm on the planet, the harm on killing animals and stuff like that. It would. Ooh, there you go. It was.
Sorry.
You're good. What's funny? It doesn't actually catch the sound. It just hear noise. That's it. Yeah. Tell you what, if you want to know what we were talking about, watch our YouTube channel. All right.
Oh my gosh, I
If you're
was
interested in
just
the audio, watch YouTube channel.
I tried to hold it in and that made it worse.
Right.
Sorry.
You're good.
Sometimes people gotta cough, okay?
You're fine. No, but it's for people who won't make the full switch, if this will at least give them an out to like, well, I'm not going to stop eating my steaks, but at least it's better for the environment. So, um,
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know that that's like I'm assuming at some point that will become like readily available that people can try, but until now it's just or until then it's just like
right.
a figment of my imagination that I won't ever see.
I think technology is getting better and can always improve for like cheeses and stuff.
Hmm.
Because like it is getting better with
Wait.
some companies, but the technology to make it where it's just not congealed flavored coconut oil.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Um, and like it's at least like with animal based cheeses, there's some proteins and some other things in there. With vegan cheeses, it's a junk food. I mean, not that dairy cheese is that great, but
Right.
it's just there's no protein to it. It's especially just a ball of again, cheese in general is fat, but there's nothing. It's just yeah. I'm hoping the technology improves there. It's getting better every year. I mean, again, Deo was our only
Hmm.
option, and now we got like Borson, we got Miyoko's, we got was it Violife and
Hmm.
Follow Your Heart. All this stuff is, like and like my girlfriend, she loves parm, and she likes and she actually likes the Follow Your Heart parm like
It's so good.
shaker stuff.
Hmm.
That's great for like soups and chilies and things like that. So,
Hmm.
but we had
Yeah,
something.
I think dairy alternatives are going to get better. You're right. I
Yeah,
feel like they've already gone, they've already improved so much over just the last like 2, 3 years that
right.
I can't imagine them like backtracking at all. It's going to just keep getting better. There are some
Exactly.
that are still like holding on to that coconut oil kind of trend, but
Hmm.
I feel like the nut alternatives are really helpful for the dairy industry. And I feel like they're kind of embracing nuts are just gonna, I feel like gonna be a huge part of
Yeah.
the future, with the our milk, uh, our oh my gosh, I just lost my brain. Shit. I
Yogurt,
don't know. It
dairy,
went out right out of my
cheese. It's
head.
okay, man.
Oh my God, I'm old.
Sometimes the train of thought gets derailed. It's been a busy week and it's already Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm
But
excited to see more yogurt options that don't taste like absolute shit.
that aren't
So,
like watery. A good Greek
oh,
yogurt would be great.
yeah, because the ones I've had are so
Yeah.
nasty. I can't. I tried a bunch of flavors recently because I was like, there's the one I like is it QUI,
I
which
know
is
in that little
actually
weird little jar.
yes, the
Yeah,
little glass jar.
yeah,
They have
I'm
a
familiar.
dairy version and now they have a coconut version.
Yeah.
And it's my absolute favorite yogurt. It's like dessert. It's so good. But it's also a little expensive. And then I
Right.
have all these glass jars and I have to find people to give them to
Well,
because I'm not throwing them away.
that's the thing is that as our technology improves in these things and the research and R&D and that improves, price will go down and quality will go up. It's just and with the increased demand for it, as we talked about earlier,
Hmm.
that's going to give companies a reason to improve the technologies, improve their R&D, improve the quality, because people are demanding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the next section is beauty brands and products.
And I know
Um,
all about this. This is you stop. I know all about this. Okay, so like my
okay.
lipstick I use is, and I know what I said. I say it like that because I think it's funny. Um,
You're so stupid.
my mascara is like it's just charcoal. It's like liquid
I'm talking about
charcoal,
skincare too, wackadoodle,
and I
and you
put
do
like
use
mineral
skincare.
oil in it. No, I don't
So
know.
anyway, it's pretty common now for brands to tout that they're plant-based or vegan or their products are. It's pretty normal nowadays to say that, and I feel like it's going to continue to be like almost a common thing, a sought after like selling point for your
Oh yeah,
product. I feel like it's just going to be not every, but the majority of products I think will eventually just be vegan when it comes to beauty products.
funny enough, like I was working a couple days ago. I had like Hulu kind of playing over on my things, just something just like The Simpsons or was just playing, and they run ads every so often. And one of the ads was for a like a hair care products help you grow hair and all that stuff. Eh, but for like fuller hair and it was like they were like all vegan plant based. It was like luxury brand. I was like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah, I feel like those are just like I don't want to say buzzwords because they truly are products that are vegan, but it's almost like you feel like you have to be nowadays in order for a broader range of people to purchase from you. Um, it's it's strange that people will eat animals, but they don't like to put like makeup or skincare on their faces
right.
that are made from animals. That
It's
makes no sense to me.
it seems again to your point when you're look when people are we're looking at hair care, skincare, makeup, toothpaste, anything, even cleaning products. This is plant based,
Mm-hmm.
made from plants, like, cruelty free. Those things are like yes, like that feels
Oh yeah.
like it's luxury, like it's
Yep.
special, like it's really almost like it's like somebody
Good
like
quality,
handcrafting
clean.
it each individual one, right? It is. It seems like like it's like it's like I have this like chapstick, right? This is just rare chapstick, and this one is a all plant based ingredient chapstick. You're like, oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
not.
better.
It just feels like you're like doing something extra. I don't know, and it's
And it's chemical free.
yeah, it's just
It's,
like yeah, but
so is the
cocaine's
food,
plants
Tucker.
too, but
Just whatever.
right. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's something that feels like a little like higher end, even if it's cheaper. It just sounds like it's all
Yeah.
like what I can't.
It's so weird to me,
Yeah.
but I love it. Go
Yes.
ahead, buy
As
it,
a matter of
please.
fact, we're doing some home improvement stuff around here, and I needed to change the. This is not really a beauty product, but still, it's kind of what we're talking about. I needed to change the like the drain thing in the bathtub. It's just
Hmm.
it's like I've been living here by myself for years, and no one uses the shower downstairs. So the drain plug has kind of got a lot of corrosion on it because it never gets
Yeah.
used. So I had to replace it, and it was a little stuck. And I got CLR for like the calcium, lime, and rust stuff to try to
Hmm.
kind of like break it up so I can make sure it get out easier. And it said like 95% plant based chemicals on it, and a big stamp on it. I was like,
What?
you can't drink it, can you?
CLR.
Like it's poison. It's straight up poison. But they were like, it's plants made from plants. I was like,
What
the
the crap?
it's CLR. It's like it eats off rust, and people are like, hey man, but plants though, and it's a
It
selling point.
eats
It's
everything.
a
I'm
selling point.
blown away.
Yeah,
That one made me laugh so hard I have tears. That is so weird.
yeah.
I probably would never even look at the container because that would never have occurred to me.
I was
That's
just
wild.
pouring it, and I was like,
Yeah. That is so
okay,
strange that you're right. It's beauty products, it's also household products. If it says vegan or plant-based, people are like, give it to me. That's better for my health.
yeah,
But if I say, hey, you want a vegan burger, they're like, ew, ew, get away.
exactly.
What?
Yeah, it's like it's right there. It says 80%. How does everything say? Oh my god. 80% plant-based ingredients.
Nuts.
Right there, the big
Nuts.
sticker on the front of it.
CLR putting plant-based on there. That
Yeah.
must have killed someone in that company to be like, we're putting what on our jars?
I'm like, man, it'll sell, and I guarantee if you saw two chemicals there, and one of them to do the same thing, and one said they had 80% plant based ingredients, and the other one didn't, most people would go for that one
Yeah.
before that because it sounds
80% plant-based and
healthier and
20%
better.
I'm gonna murder you
Yeah.
chemicals.
Oh yeah, straight up. Yeah,
I
like you
don't
can't.
understand. Oh God, that's gonna make me laugh for a while. It was a good
Yeah.
one. I see that happening more and more and more, and I'm totally fine with that. Let's go. I would like it to be more common that things like fabric softener sheets and stuff are
Mhm.
vegan because they are not actually vegan. They have like I think isn't it pork on them or some
Something like
kind of
that.
like animal fat or something
Yeah.
in the dryer sheet, something like that. So there's things like that that I think will lead to being vegan and more plant-based, and I'm totally down with that. That's
Hmm.
amazing. Love that prediction. So the last prediction that we researched, and I find this one to be very, very, very true. The younger generation is embracing veganism, and it will cause major changes in the production and consumption of animal products. And it's mainly because they are growing up with veganism in mainstream culture as a part of people's like vocabulary, as a part of your dining experience. They see the word on menus, they see it on commercials, they now see it on products. So eventually, as that younger generation gets older and then more younger generations are born, it's going to be such a common thing to consider veganism as opposed to it's such like a challenge for an perhaps an older generation to even like think of the concept of changing their ways after 70
Oh yeah.
years.
Well, you see it in, like especially like in celebrities and people in the public eye, like Beyonce,
Yep.
Billie Eilish, Kristen Bell, what was it Wiz Khalifa, I think, or something like that, was
Mm-hmm.
either was
Yeah.
or is, among a few others, and but and it's such a big part of pop culture as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And they see athletes too, because we've talked about that a little
yeah.
bit too. There's a lot of like football players and basketball players that are vegan, and younger kids are looking up to them, and that part of their life is, part of the things that they might latch onto. And I find that so interesting because like my children grew up with me being vegan for the last 8 years, something like that. So they definitely have been exposed to it, but because of me, they've now exposed their friends.
Right.
So my oldest daughter dated a guy for a while, and one of his friends came over one day, and I had made buffalo cauliflower, which I'm kind of known for because it's delish.
It's so good.
And he was like, "Oh, I want to try it." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Do you like cauliflower?" And he said, "I've never had cauliflower." I was like, "What?" What? He's like, "I grew up in Georgia. We don't eat cauliflower." I'm like, "Yes, you do."
Bullshit.
I
No,
don't. That's
no,
the
hell
dumbest
no, hell
sentence I've
no,
ever
no, no, no,
heard.
no. You go to your grandma's house on Thanksgiving. It's not a little veggie plate with some cauliflower on it. No, hell, bull.
I was like, "What are you talking about?" So he tried one bite and then he begged me for the rest of the bowl because he loved it. And I was like,
Uh,
"Welcome to cauliflower, wackadoodie."
yeah.
So just
Funny
like,
enough, I don't like raw cauliflower.
oh, I can understand
It's like
that.
all crumbly and stuff. I don't like the texture of it. It's
It
weird.
does crumble way easier than
Yeah,
broccoli does, for
yeah.
sure. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I grew some purple cauliflower in my garden this year. So excited. It's
That's
almost
pretty cool.
garden season.
Hell
Woo!
yeah.
Sorry, so excited.
Yeah.
So I do see in the future younger generations, kind of more embracing veganism. And as I hate saying this sentence, but as older generations cease to exist, there will be more vegan acceptance in the
Oh,
world.
for
So
sure.
we shall see how that shapes up in the future.
That'd be interesting for sure.
So those are the trends we researched. Now we both have a little list of trends we hope to see in the future for veganism, expect to see,
Yeah.
whatever. Do you want to do one after another or
Yeah.
just go
We'll
through
go back and forth.
one at a time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I feel like people are going to be more open-minded about vegan
Mhm.
alternatives, especially when it comes to materials and sustainability, which we just basically talked about a little bit. I feel like that part of things, using vegan leather from different alternative plants, using products that are plant-based is going to be more accepted in the future maybe than the actual food is. So, we're getting there. We go one step closer. But I find that's going to be more helpful, one, because people think it's better for them, which it is, but also because the concern for the environment will
Right.
increase as the years go on, because
Oh,
it'll
for
have
sure.
to. And, people are just going to have to face it more and more because it's
Right.
going to be in your face that we've destroyed this planet. So I feel like the open-mindedness towards vegan alternatives and when it comes to materials and sustainability is going to increase. It'll be less like frowned upon. Like I feel like even people that we never would expect to have a vegan product in their house, I feel like they will at some point embrace just like, well, a I don't know, a vegan lotion or something. I feel like it'll happen at some point where we're gonna see that switch
Oh
where
yeah.
that's more prevalent than non-vegan products.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
I think
my
makes a lot of sense.
prediction. Your turn.
My prediction is advancements in pet food options,
Ooh.
and I think lab grown and cultivated like meats are gonna be a big part of that.
Hmm.
I mean, mainly I think people are less inclined, meat eaters are less inclined to have it for themselves, but
Mm-hmm.
more inclined to have it for like a cat or a dog.
Okay.
Um, and also the quality of what's
Yeah.
used is typically not that great. So if it can be controlled and cultivated and lab grown, and it can be optimized for this, that, and the other thing, or like like higher, lower fat, higher proteins and stuff like that. Um, I think that will be a big selling point for pet foods in the future. I think that's where lab grown meats are going to get their initial like start their funding because you have to get funding from somewhere. So
Yeah.
I think they're
That's
eventually going to
I
start.
could see that.
Yeah, I think they're going to start focusing on pet foods
Makes
and
sense.
to at least like company A will like just say spawn off a pet food company to fund everything in their R&D, and then they're going to grow their human based products more, and then it'll kind of keep them separated out because we know there's like everything's owned by two main companies nowadays,
Yeah.
so it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like that. Like
Exactly.
okay, we'll spin off like this one. And I would love that because again, like I have
Mm-hmm.
cats and dogs, and Benny eats vegetarian. Cody eats half, and my cats don't.
Yeah.
They're cats. They mainly fish. But I would like to have a more sustainable, less more cruelty free option for them. And I think that I would love to see that for those reasons. I think that's where we're going to go first. Again, to fund those, to fund those ventures, they're going to need a way people probably think more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I mean, regulations on pet food is very different than regulations on human food. So I think even countries are going to be more lax when it comes to pet foods. So again, it's going to help fund it, help their funding, get their R&D going for more human based products.
I could see that.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Mine's very specific, my next one too. So I feel like vegan seafood is going to continue to expand.
Yeah.
We see, very few products in the store nowadays, but we, a year ago saw zero products, vegan seafood in the store. Now we see a few. I recently got to visit our favorite vegan seafood food
Oh yeah.
truck, and I'll give them a shout out, even though we've already done a whole episode talking about them.
Yeah.
Oh My Cod is a vegan
Oh, they're so
seafood
good.
traveling food truck that goes up the East Coast. They do a lot in Florida. They're a Florida-based company, but they travel up and down the East Coast. And they came to Atlanta. They had two stops, and I went on the second day, and it was at a brewery. We sat outside, and it was actually, warm enough to sit outside.
Yes.
And every single car that pulled up, and eventually the parking lot was full, Every single car went to the food truck first and then went into the brewery.
Hell
And
yeah.
I got a little choked up. I was like, oh my God, they're here for the food.
So I'm gonna put an order in. Then we'll have the drinks.
So excited. So my husband and I went and we ate a bunch of food. He loved it. He said it was so, so good.
Oh, it's amazing.
I wish that I had ordered two things of the coconut shrimp because it's just, oh, it's my nostalgic life. It's my favorite food if I can
I
get it.
I took my mom to them a few years ago for Mother's Day, and coconut shrimp was like her jam. Like it's one of her favorites, and she loved it. She was like, she's like, if you didn't tell me, you just like, hey, here's coconut shrimp. I ate it. I'd have no idea.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
they
even
really
cross my mind.
kill it.
Yeah, it's
Oof,
wild.
so good. Coming from a South Florida girl,
Yeah,
they
right.
really do a
Exactly.
great job.
That's something my
So I feel
girlfriend's
like
family
that's going
does
to
too.
continue to expand. I hope that it's just more readily available to buy in the store because,
Yeah,
I can make scallops out of mushroom, but I can't just like make, like shrimp. I can't just make fish. I mean, I guess
right.
I could try, but
Yeah,
I feel like I just need like that convenience, and I feel like that's going to happen more and more, and I'm very excited about it. So give
I'm
it to
looking
me.
forward to that. Absolutely. Uh, my next one is I'm hoping to see and like to see, expect to see a reduction in charging for alternatives such as non-dairy milks. Like when you go to like to a coffee shop, you're like, oh, you have soy, and they're like, that's an extra quarter. Like, why?
Yeah,
Like,
that's my number four as well.
I think
Did you
I
see
kind
that?
yeah, I saw. So it's like you copied me.
The same
Or
thing.
like yeah, well it's like because like I kind of got at the beginning because like they if it was such a low demand for like oat and almond and other stuff, you're worried about it going bad because not I get you're trying to
Right.
compensate for
Yeah.
the loss of product because of not being used. There are people like you're the one who are not plant based, but they get almond milk or soy milk in their
Right.
coffees now. Um, so, and kind of go along with this, I'm hoping for and would expect to love to see when you substitute something or remove something, prices adjust.
Yes.
So if you go to a place that like how they have is like all their salads have ham or chicken or fish on them. You're like, okay, I get the salad without that. They don't like they don't like take away like, oh yeah, I can get without it, but you're not gonna change the price. Or like
Right.
I want no meat, but I want guacamole. Like like why are you charging extra dollar for guac? I'm not getting the thing that costs you the most.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like price adjustments based on either no upcharges for the alternatives, or reductions when you remove something. I think that's what I
Hmm.
bring up here for people all the time. Is like I took something off.
Yeah.
Like I didn't add anything. I took off. I ordered a pizza with no cheese. Why am I getting charged somebody who actually had
Hmm.
it? So I think that's going to make a difference. And again, I think it's an old way of things, and companies are slowly going to start. I think wasn't it there was
I
one
do.
there was a
I want to call out a company
all right, go
that
ahead.
I'm gonna meanly call out, even though I still go there and buy it because I'm stupid. Um, Taco Mac.
Yeah,
Why do I spend $4 more for an Impossible Burger? $4,
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah. That seems a bit excessive.
It makes me so angry every time I order it. I'm like, one, I'm taking your meat, your cheese, and your bacon crap off my burger, and I just want the Impossible Burger. Now my bill's gone up $4 whole, even though
Right.
you just took off the most expensive stuff.
That's my
Cool, cool,
point.
cool,
Like
cool.
you're reducing the cost to them overall, but they're not reducing the cost to you. It's like,
Four
and I
dollars.
and I get it's a business and they're making money but I think it's going to take a couple like places to start making that shift, and everyone's going to follow like Starbucks. I think Starbucks or some company like them is like, in the next like year they're going to stop charging for like a milk alternative. Like it's some company, maybe not Starbucks, but
I
somebody.
think it was Starbucks. You're right.
They're gonna stop the upcharge, and when that happens, like Dunkin' Donuts will do it, and then this company, there's
Oh,
just it'll be a common thing. Like, well, which
can't
one do you
wait.
want, and that's it. But it's gonna take a couple companies to just stop doing it to kind of start competing in the market.
Right.
If you find out like, oh, if like Pizza Hut and Domino's decide to come out with a vegan pizza, but you order with no cheese, it's $1 less. The other company will start following suit, and they'll have this. It'll become a common thing.
Yeah.
But it's not a thing now. But I'm hoping and expecting it to see that in the
I
future.
hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of mine is prices will go down. We won't be charged extra. So I'm
Right.
hoping that that will happen. Same kind of thing. Like I hate being charged more for something when I'm actually making it cheaper for you. And I hope that some of the because like we've seen Impossible and Beyond dramatically decrease in price
Oh
over the
yeah.
years. So I can't wait for like some of my other favorite brands to become so popular that their prices go down too. Because there's a lot that I absolutely love, but I can't eat very often, especially the cheese brands. Oh, I need them to get more popular and decrease that price
Mm-hmm.
because vegan cheese is something else sometimes. I'm just like, good Lord, what are you charging?
Oh,
So
it's
I'm
insane.
hoping that prices will go down and we won't be charged extra.
Right.
So in the same vein. Um, since that was basically the same, I'll do my last one
All right.
too. I do expect that most places will include a vegan option or a vegetarian one that can become vegan. I feel like that's going to become more and more common. There will be those outliers like a steak place, or sometimes I'm assuming a lot of like Italian restaurants aren't going to try to switch over, but it could be very easy for you. Like I'm just saying, it's not that hard. But anyway, I feel like most places will have a vegan option. It's always a burger for the most part, is what they start with because it's
Right.
just so easy, just every single place. But I want places to kind of think about the way that Yard House, if you all can look it up, there's a place called Yard House. I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
if it's in any place else but Georgia. But think about the way that they do their menu. They have an entire vegan section that just uses the Gardein products.
Mm-hmm.
And they made different meals using their variety of products, and they basically have like a thing with them, I'm assuming, where they get their crap for a good wholesale price, and they've got a whole fucking section for us to choose from like wings to pasta to
Yeah.
burgers to all kinds of things, all using the same vegan brand. Please do more of that. That's genius.
Yeah, it's much easier. That I went there a few months ago. I think it was. I was like, oh, cool. I got it's like a chicken sandwich, but I just got it with Gardein and a couple
Yeah.
adjustments.
So nice.
So easy.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be more options for us at normal places. So I'm excited for that. I'd like to just be able to go places and not have to like worry.
Oh,
And
for
if it's a
sure.
burger, it's a fucking burger. I don't care. Just give me something.
I think that's going to be one of the things that's like that companies are going to have to start embracing, or they're going to see hits in their bottom line.
Yeah.
You have like Borders versus Barnes and Noble, where Barnes and Noble embraced digital books and online and
Yep.
stuff like that, where Borders didn't. That's what sunk them. You
That's
have
a
these like
great example.
steakhouses that are like, we're not going to do this, we're not going to cater to the vegans, and like, yeah, they just kicked your ass in revenue down the road, so you better
Yep.
figure it out, or you're going to go under.
Yep.
Um, kind of go, kind of going back, I think a little bit to what are we talking about? But one of we were talking about there were like more fast food places. I don't think I've tried this. It's called Panko. It's called what was it Panko Chicken?
Oh, yes, they have that at Marietta
Yeah,
Square.
it's
So
it's
good.
good. Check it out. Yeah, if you guys have one near you,
Hmm.
check it out. It's pretty good. Just we talk about the chicken thing, it made me think of that. So I mean, yeah, one of mine is more embracing of cultivated agro meat, which we talked about already. So we'll skip that one.
Yeah.
But I would like to see an increase in healthy quality vegan cheeses. I mentioned already,
Ooh.
they're crap. It's a
Yeah,
congealed
it's so
coconut
like
oil.
full of oils and
It's
fats and
flavored, dyed, congealed, thickened coconut oil. That's all they are.
yep.
Just different
Yeah.
versions of that. You have some really super nice ones that are like Coke, or they're cashew or almond based.
Hmm.
Those are the really nice ones, but they're like two, 3 times more than like normal ones.
So expensive. Yeah.
So I would like, especially in the future, to see, because when technology will improve this, demand will improve this. That it's the higher protein content, maybe the air protein. It sounds weird, but like
Yeah, but maybe.
it doesn't really affect the texture or flavor. Maybe that's a good thing to use, and increase the protein content of cheeses, reduce the actual. Because I honestly, coconut oil is not that good for you. It's high in saturated
Hmm.
fats. If you have high blood pressure or anything like that, if you have high cholesterol, coconut oil is actually bad for you. If you're plant based, eat a lot of coconut oil. You think, I'll
Yeah.
have poor blood pressure.
Hmm.
No, you will not. It will mess you up. Watch it.
Yep.
Um, but I want to see more companies embrace. I mean, you have the fats. Cheese is fat. That's what it is, and that's how it melts and gets goopy and gooey and
Right, exactly.
and stringy, because it's fats. Um, but I always see them increasing proteins, changing the fats that are used so it's a little healthier and less.
Yeah.
It's considered something you add to a food as opposed to like a junk food, because it's still pretty much a
Mm.
vegan junk food. And again, I'm not saying dairy cheese is good for you or better health food, but vegan cheese is like you might as well. It's just fat. You might as well just take. It's like eating oil. It's not that great. But I would like to see the industry get a little better as far as the health and quality of cheeses for sure.
I like that.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, we've talked about a lot of stuff tonight.
we
Some
have
good stuff, though. Some really, really good stuff.
really good stuff.
So, these are all things we hope to see that have been predicted possibly for the future. So, we shall see what happens. We would love to hear your predictions for veganism in the future. And you know how to contact us. But if you don't, here's my spiel. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, or anywhere else you get your podcast fix. You can leave us a review, please do, and recommend us to your friends, family, coworkers, strangers, the delivery driver. Of course, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Average Vegans, or email us at theaveragevegans@gmail.com. Show notes, links, and more can be found on our website at theaveragevegans.com. And again, we want to hear your predictions for the future of veganism, what kind of episodes you want to hear, your vegan story, if you want to be on the podcast, all that crap. So leave us a message, let us know, and that's it for this week.
All right. Well, until next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.